Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another video, and today we're going to be doing another episode of Fair to Compare. We're going to take two figures. In this case, it's going to be the new John Wick from Chapter 4 that was just announced today, and we're going to compare it to the old John Wick Chapter 2, and we're going to do just that, see if it's fair to compare, because there's going to be people that have the original Chapter 2 figure and are going to decide, does it make sense just to keep that figure, or sell it, buy the new one, or just add the new one to the collection. So let's jump into it. So I want to give you my thoughts on the actual John Wick figure. I never did an actual reaction video to it. I wanted to wait until we got comprehensive pricing because I do feel pricing does play a big part in the terms of the reaction to the figure itself. In this case, we have a collector's edition and a special edition, both priced at $270, which in my opinion actually isn't bad compared to, and I have right here, this is the original Chapter 2, which was $243. Now, for me personally, this is definitely a figure that resonates with me a little bit. This was actually my second ever Hot Toys purchase that I made ever. So this one definitely holds a little sentimental value to me. But that being said, this is the John Wick Chapter 4. It was teased some time ago in some showcases where we got photos with him and Kane, but we never got an official announcement with pricing. Now we have it where you can pre-order it. It is up on Sideshow at the time of making this video. Once again, you have a collector's edition and a special edition, which we'll jump into. The expected ship date is October 24 to March 25. $270 from Sideshow before taxes and shipping. Now, the big difference between the collector's edition and the special edition is going to be right here is the AR15 rifle, which you can get that if you want to get that edition, which from past experience, it's only through Sideshow. So if you're buying it from a local dealer, any place like that, it's not guaranteed you're going to have the option of getting the AR15 rifle. Now, one thing I do want to bear in mind, we're going to jump right into that. If you do have, now this is something that I personally am weighing. You see, I'm probably going to get this figure from a local dealer where I can save some more money on it compared to Sideshow, and I'm okay not getting the AR-15. Now, this is not a direct replication of the original one because the original John Wick figure did come with an AR-15. This one is kind of like a culmination of John Wick Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. They kind of put them all together, but I do want to break down some differences. The AR-15 here, it is a different model. I'm not going to get into, I'm not a gun expert, but I can tell you just right off the bat, this had a dual magazine that were hooked together so we could do a quick reload. Also, the scope is different, and you can see here the stock handle's different, and also the muzzle, the muzzle's different too compared to this version here. Single mag. The scope looks different, shorter stock, and there's no actual grip handle there. So it is a different AR-15. But like I said, for me, it's not a big deal. I would rather save overall on the figure versus worrying about just getting the gun. Because in my mind, I'm not really going to be using the gun with the figure in this case. It does look really cool. But like I said, in the comments, let me know what model gun this is because I'm not researching at the moment, but the figure looks fantastic. I do have two qualms about it, which I'll get into in a moment. But realistically, the figure looks really great in terms of, like I said, we've seen this before. This isn't exactly like, new impression. Now, they did do a little revision on the head sculpt. They did refine it a little more. And it turns out that they are giving you two hair pieces that are swappable, which is really nice. That's one of the things that kind of threw me off when I was looking at these photos this morning. I thought there was something off about it, honestly. And for me, I'm not a fan of kind of the more wavy hair. In this case, the one you see on the left. I prefer the version on the right, which I'll probably have displayed with my figure pretty much at all times. But other than that, though, I think he does look great. I think it's the better looking sculpt of the two figures. I'll toggle back so you can kind of see here. This version was definitely good. I mean, for what it was at the time. This is going back 2019, and I got him in 2020. So it's definitely was a great figure. I will say for the price, this came with so many accessories. I mean, because they pretty much took the first John Wick in Chapter 2 and put them together to make kind of like the ultimate version, the greatest hits, because there was definitely weapons in here that weren't used in the second movie, but they gave you the different shotgun, his handguns and stuff like that. So they really just gave you everything in one shot. Where here, with the accessories, you got the accessories that are more specific to Chapter 4. Looks like bow and arrow. You get the nunchucks, sword, the dueling pistol, his regular Glock that he used, some coins, the amount of hands. And then you have, like I said, the exclusive rifle if you choose to get it through Sideshow. So Accessory wise, the chapter 2 version is giving you so many more accessories for the value, $243. Obviously, the price is going to go up a couple years later, so I understand that. But here, newly designed suit. I like this version. In my opinion, with so many John Wick movies, you don't need, I feel like, a figure for every single movie. It's nice to kind of leapfrog, chapter 3 and kind of make a chapter 4 figure, because a lot of stuff kind of stayed the same, the suit and things like that. So I think it's really awesome. If this is your first John Wick figure, I think this is the one to chase down. I don't think it's worth it trying to backwards find the original. I think the original is going to hold its own value just because it is a different figure in its own right, different suit, different sculpt, different hair, different accessories, different hands. It's just it just represents a certain period of that chapter 2 figure, where this one is the newer version. So in my opinion, if you don't have a John Wick figure, you can't go wrong with this one. I think this one has the superior sculpt. I personally like the suit better in this one. It has that bulletproof typing suit that was designed, and it's more evident in this one. So and it has the rolling eyeball system, which has become kind of a standard with Hot Toys figures now. So for that price, I think this is definitely a home run kind of figure. Now, if you're someone that has the chapter 2 figure already, what do you do? In my opinion, it's not worth selling off. I think it's a fantastic figure with so many accessories, so many posing options, that if you have the current chapter 2 figure, I would not sell the figure off. You are going to see people that are going to end up unloading them. It's an interesting situation. I know back when this was first announced or rumored, people were thinking about maybe doing a 2-pack with this figure, with him and Kane, which will bring up Kane here as well. I think the head sculpt on this is fantastic. It doesn't, I don't believe, say in here if the eyeglasses are removable or if they're sculpted. I'm just going through authentic likeness to Donnie Yen, which is great. They've done his likeness before with Star Wars, which is fantastic. And I think that the likenesses look on point. I have no question about that. It says head sculpt painted, one color jacket. I'm just looking to see if one pair of accessories, one pair of eyeglasses. So because it's an accessory, it's possible that they can be removed. Don't see the need to have to remove them, but I know that's going to be brought up. But once again, he has his cane, sword, yaks, coins, hands, base, and a couple different guns, dueling pistol as well, if you want to replicate that final scene. But I like the idea of them breaking this up into two. He's $260, so there's only a $10 difference. I think it's a great price. Obviously, you have to add tax and shipping into this if you're getting it from Sideshow. There is not, looks like to be an exclusive version with him, so it is just the one figure. So you get the exclusive with John Wick. But in this case, I do like the idea of them separating, because I could very well see people keeping the John Wick Chapter 2 figure and skipping the John Wick Chapter 4 and just getting this version here of Kane, so you have some representation and to play with that. So I think this gives collectors a plethora of options to go with. The one thing you do have to kind of take into consideration is the current market, the value of figures, and kind of where the economy is right now. I did a poll on my YouTube channel of to see kind of those who have the current chapter 2 figure and if they would get the John Wick chapter 4, and the percentages were like 80-20 at the time of looking at it. So there definitely seems to be a lot of people that are going to still get the new one. I myself personally I am going to pre-order both versions, because John Wick has such an amount of posing options that it just gives you the option of posing him one way. I personally have my figure posed up kind of like in the catacomb scenes from chapter 2. So I like the idea of another John Wick to pose him up differently, maybe fighting side by side with Kane, or fighting him, or just have them kind of like a duo kind of set. So I really enjoy that option of the posability. But it was smart for Hot Toys not to make this a 2-pack, because if history serves, 2-packs, the last couple haven't been doing well. The Boba Fett 2-pack and the Batman Superman Nightmare 2-pack, they're not selling great. They're on daily deals all the time. So it was smart to separate these, just because you give collectors the options of which one they want to get, or both. But it's an interesting situation. And like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Definitely make sure dropping a like on this video, and please consider subscribing if this is in fact your first time. But more importantly, let me know in the comments, are you someone that has the John Wick Chapter 2 figure right now? Do you plan on getting this Chapter 4? Or do you plan on selling the old one or using it as trade bait, and then just get, or is one John Wick good enough for you? Let me know. I've heard both sides of the coin. I've heard people say, hey, listen, one John Wick's good for me. I'm tied up in other stuff. I might grab Kane and that's it. I totally respect that opinion. As I said, it's your money, not mine. We all have our own financial situations to deal with. And so we got to find out what's smart. Right now, like I always say, I'm not the only collector saying that. Everyone's coming for our money right now. I will say, I do think these are reasonably priced, 260, 270. Can't complain about that. If you can find a deal at a local comic book shop or someplace that's charging, like, let's say, free shipping, you can save some money that way. That's a great option to go with. On average, for me personally, from Sideshow, shipping from New Jersey to New Jersey, I would probably add another $30 per figure. So John Wick, I'd probably be looking at like 300, and Kane probably looking at like 290 all in. So that being said, I'm going to personally skip the exclusive version with John Wick, and I would opt more for the saving side of things. I would rather save money on like shipping or something like that and get a deal someplace else versus just getting him from Sideshow for the exclusive. That's me. The special edition rifle isn't worth the extra money that I'll pay in potential shipping and taxes on that figure, because you're potentially looking at an extra $30, $40. And for me, I know that I will not pose him with that rifle, so therefore I don't need him. And that rifle, I should say, and I could always use one of the other weapons from the other John Wick figure, because like I said, I have so many other accessories that I'm not posing with that I could swap accessories around with John Wick figures. That's just where I stand personally. But like I said, I think these are two fantastic releases, or announcements, I should say. I'm sorry. It just, a lot of people had to hold out because there was reasons for, delays. I know there are people that kind of gave up hope on these figures, that, they weren't going to come out. But as I said time and time again, 2023 will go down as definitely one of the most unpredictable years for Hot Toys. They're not really following any type of schedule, and anybody that was trying to predict stuff really came up short a lot of the times, just because, like I said, thinking something's going to release or announce, and they swap things around. So these came out obviously well after the movie. A lot of people thought they would come out during the movie or the time of release, but nevertheless, I wasn't as shocked anymore. I'm just enjoying the ride, and I think as collectors, we have to be mindful of that. Unless you have a specific reason that you're going to stop collecting, and and that's fine. But if you're here just to enjoy the ride, then there's no need to rush the process. I have faith in Hot Toys that will get delivered on great stuff time and time again. They've proven that. But patience is the name of the game, and this is what patience pays off. Yesterday, at the time of filming this video, Indiana Jones went up for pre-order, and that was something that wasn't Hot Toys' fault. That was a legality issue that was going on that was holding that up from being pre-ordered. So that wasn't Hot Toys' fault for Sideshow not being able to put it up for pre-order. But nevertheless, we got Indiana Jones yesterday, and now we got John Wick and Kane. So we got 3 fantastic pre-orders that came out within 48 hours, which is or less than 48 hours for that matter. But like I said, guys, I'm going to be getting both figures. I currently have the John Wick Chapter 2. I'm definitely going to get Chapter 4. I'm really excited for this. I'm going to get the Kane figure also. I'm going to pre-order them actually probably after filming this video. I'm just going to clean it up and edit it, and then I'll go and pre-order. But I think the likenesses are on point. The only thing I didn't like about the John Wick figure was the hair, like the hair that looked like it was in motion. This version right here, wasn't a fan of that kind of hair. I like this look better. I think that captures the John Wick look a lot more. I do think that the hair that's kind of moving, it looks just too plasticky and fake to me. It very well could be refined at the time of actual release. However, like I said, it's going to be swappable hair is an awesome thing. So that's really cool. And I think for all that stuff you're getting, the price point's great. I do think if you put a gun to my head, no pun intended, I do think you're getting more value with the original John Wick Chapter 2 figure, just because, like I said, for $243 before shipping and tax, you got so many accessories. The figure, you got the gun case, the multiple Glocks that came with, two shotguns, the AR-15, the knife, the pencil, the background, the hands, the coins. I mean, you got so much stuff with this figure that I think that the value, even if there was, like I said, if you want to talk about, the inflation difference in the dollar value now and then, I mean, you're talking 243 to 270, less than $30 difference. I do think there was more value with the John Wick Chapter 2 figure than there was with Chapter 5, but I'm glad that they were able to keep that base price under 300 nevertheless, for the John Wick figure. But like I said, to wrap it up, guys, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking about this, kind of where your head's at. Will you be pre-ordering this? Is something you've been waiting for since it's been teased for a while? And we saw these photos, so it's nothing necessarily groundbreaking. It's just that now it's available for pre-order, which is fantastic. Like I said, drop a like on this video. Please consider subscribing if this is in fact your first time. And like I said, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. But until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and have a great time collecting. Thank you.